We now have power rankings for a bunch of different games like 2XKO, Tekken 8, Street Fighter, Guilty Gear, and even Smash. How this is possible is you basically take over 2.6 million sets analyzed from over 7,000 events on this site called upsets.gg, put into like an algorithm where it basically takes an ELO-like system and mashes it all together in a bunch of head-to-head results, and you get a competitive ranking. So, for example, if I click on the ranking list, which you can just find the links here, just go to upsets.gg's. So I'll look at 2XKO, for example, which I've already looked at, and you can see, based on head-to-head results in tournament, who the best players are. As you can see, to no one's surprise, who I consider probably the 5 best players in the world right now, Wawa, Hikari, Super Noon, Insem, and Sonic Fox, are top 5 on the leaderboards as well, right? And you have some other strong players like Leffen. I'm not sure there's Brazilian players, I'm sure they're cracked. You got Mystic, Amaze, who's number 1 on the leaderboards. You got myself, you got K7, which by the way, I'm above K7 by 6 elo, so Kitten 7 until he passes me up. Let's go. But yeah, so it's basically like a competitive leaderboard, and it's, I don't really call it, I'll call it somewhat accurate, right? I think there are flaws, and we'll talk about those. But I just want to show you what this looks like for each game and before we go through it. But the fighting game community, you know, is reacting in 2 different ways, right? Apology Man says, not sure how legit this site is, but despite being washed up, I have the highest elo of any Faust player, so it must be legit. And then you have people like Noah the Prodigy, who says, this is the worst website in fighting game history. Burn this shit down. As you can tell, you know, Noah the Prodigy not on this top 13 list. And if I had to guess why Noah made this tweet, it's because Chris CCH being 7th on the list, they have some beef. This is Chris CCH posted this about a week ago after he fought Noah and beat him. Yeah, this goes pretty hard. Apparently him and like Chris CCH's dad get into like Twitter wars, and this was his response. I think it's all good fun. You know, I hope Noah runs this back and beats Chris CCH and posts another meme, and I'll retweet that too. But anyways, yeah, I want to talk about these power rankings, what this means for FGC, and kind of some of the flaws in them, right? So I think the first thing we should do is let's try the search function and find your boy, see where we're at. So we're 10th in 2XKO. That makes sense. That's the game I've been competing in the most. This is crazy. The fact that I'm higher ranked in Street Fighter than 2XKO is absolutely hilarious, because I haven't played Street Fighter in a bit, and I guess skill saving me. It looks like I'm overall 114th. Number 1 in my state. Let's go. Number 1 in Jersey. About time. It just looks at all my tournament results and that sort of thing, which, as you can see, I've entered 3 tournaments this year. But I guess that's enough to make me eligible for the ELO leaderboard. You can also check out the ELO leaderboards here. I do think this is a little biased. I think Japan in general is rated really low. The fact that there's only 2 Japanese players in top 10, where I feel like Japan's easily the strongest region of the world. Again, I beat some of these players in top 15, but bro, I don't think I can beat Kakeru. I'm gonna keep it real, right? So I feel like this is maybe it's a little bit more American biased than it should be, and I think that's just because, you know, American players run a lot more tournaments than Asian. And I think there's in the Asian community, there's a lot more hidden bosses, right? So the depth of talent probably pulls people's elo down. I'm not really sure the reason, but I think it gives you a decent correlation, right? Between, you know, you could look someone up and be like, hey, are they actually good? Or are they actually not? I think it's pretty good. Maybe I'm a little biased because, you know, hey, I'm in top 120 for not playing in forever, but I'm pretty cool with that. Oh, let me see. Let me actually check Mystic Smash. He's actually ahead of me on the 2XKO. Let's go! We're ahead of Mystic. Hold that shit, Mystic. He's ahead of me at 2XKO, but at least I got him beat in Street Fighter. That's what matters. What about K7? I gotta check some of these players. Okay. Oh, I got him cooked in Street Fighter and Guilty Gear. That's pretty funny. But I think it's pretty neat. It's a good idea in theory, where you take a lot of the results from different players and different matches. The issue is I just hope TOs aren't they use this as a tool, not a catch-all, right? So like, for example, if we look at like, can I actually look at the leaderboards? Like 100, number 114. All right, let's just pretend like the end, like again, this is like pretty close to where I'm at. Maybe if I search like Diaphone, I wish it showed more than like the top 100 just for comparison, but like, I feel like some of these players at the bottom, like Safe is a Capcom Cup top 8 placer. Like, is he really, like, I feel like I'm not just 15 places below him, you know? Like, some of this feels like a little off, you know? Like, same thing with Ryusei, just made like top 8 of Evo. I don't think I'm that close to Ryusei, especially not having played in a while, but yeah, I think it's a pretty cool tool, and I just hope that the TOs don't you know, take this for gospel, because I think there's some issues, right? So for example, like Incross brings this up, heartbreaking, you DQ from a major tournament, but it's not flagged properly on StartGG, so every stats website tanks your rating and seeders give you the side eye, right? So imagine like, let's say I can't make a tournament because I tried to fly out and I go 0-2 and I just lose to some randoms, and now the TOs that's using for this for seeding, I'm now, instead of being 100th in the world, I'm now like 500th, right? So again, I think it's a dangerous tool. I think you do have to use some discretion, right? We can look at some other games. So Guilty Gear, I feel like this is pretty accurate, right? Red Ditto just won Arc World Tour, right? Jack win tons of tournaments, Xander, Tiger Pop. Like in general, Keishu just won Evo, right? Like from a first glance, I think these are actually somewhat accurate. So Christy CH over Sahara, that's what I'm talking about, right? Like, again, I think, like, let's keep it real, like a lot of these people that are qualified for Capcom Cup are probably better than some of the people that aren't qualified for Capcom Cup, right? But yeah, again, I think it's a tool. Not that, okay, I don't think Chris DCH is the 7th best player in the world, but I think he's quite strong, right? And he probably is definitely in the top 100. So you can use this with a grain of salt, right? There's also some really cool stuff in this. So like, for example, there's like fantasy brackets with 2xKO. So I think for 2xKO Nice, like you can do like a fantasy bracket. You actually pick, oh, Hubert and Incross, the guy that does all the stats, got 4th. Makes sense. Can I actually see what they picked? Oh, they didn't pick me. That's why. God damn it. Yeah, they basically picked top 3, and that's why they won. That's pretty cool stuff. But yeah, this site's pretty neat. Just want to kind of shine a light on it. Not really much to talk about other than, hey, there's a lot of rankings. It's cool. Arsenal Nash only being 4th, kind of crazy. He did just lose that tournament, right? I can't believe Arsenal Nash is only 4th. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Again, like instinctually, some of this feels off, but it feels close enough that, hey, I think it's pretty cool to look at. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Catch y'all later. Peace.